recording. Here we go now. Peace and light, peace and love, everybody. Showcases in the house yet again another week. Happy magical Monday. And Mercury has officially gone out of retrograde as of yesterday. We still got plenty more planets that's doing their thing in retrograde. Hold up, let me just take a quick look because I gotta do it. I got to. Still got Jupiter in retrograde, and that's going to be in retrograde all the way in Aries, all the way up until the 28th of this month. Then it shifts over into Pisces, and that's going to be a different twist on this whole expansion and growth energy for where it was like, what do you need to take charge on? What do you need to be the leader of to what's been your philosophy in life? You know what I'm saying? And getting some expansion on that. And this is also a really good time to take a look at like all of the things that's been like sucking the life out of us. That's been, you know what I'm saying, that's been taxing us a little bit. Addictions, you know what I'm saying, behaviors that we don't want to be involved in anymore, relationships, connections, shit that no longer serves us. This is going to be a good time for us to really get some expansion on that. I just had to get that shit up in there, right? Saturn is still in retrograde. That's in Aquarius, and this is really giving us an opportunity. Hold up, where's my bag? Let me make sure I'm doing this one right. You know what I'm saying? Our limitations, right? And really taking more of a practical approach, right? And looking at all of that. And then we got Uranus, which is that whole energy about what makes us unique. Individualism, right? Individuality, inventiveness, right? And that is taking place in Taurus, where we have shifted the focus to values. And what a time indeed it is. We got Neptune still in Pisces, right? And that's going to be there until December 3rd, really encouraging us to dream bigger. Like, I know that we got some lofty goals out here in these streets, but maybe you dreaming too small. Maybe you putting a cap on that, right? Let's do it big. Let's do our biggest, most grandest, most bestest thing that we can do to start making shit happen for ourselves. And I am definitely saying this to myself because, yeah, I needed to hear that. And we got that Pluto that's still in retrograde as well. So it's definitely going down. This is an opportunity. Retrogrades are opportunities for us to really take a look at that energy and where it's taking us and everything. I really wish that I would have spent a little bit more time studying in the charts this week, but I really haven't. Like, I've been like, kicking it with the grandbabies, just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of that shit. So, that's just where I've been at. And so, because I really have been noticing, like, with all of these planets being in retrograde and everything, like, what does that mean for us? I was talking in class, like, I want to be the next Negro Damas, where I'm just here to predict what's going on out here in these streets, and not in a way where I'm trying to predict some doom and gloom like Nostradamus did, not in that particular way, but like really being tapped in and tuned into the energies that we can expect and talk about all of the potential possibilities that could show up and some ways that we can better navigate that. I think that probably, you know what I'm saying, could have been articulated better, but that's where I was at that time, and that's where I'm still at. And so, you know what I'm saying, I just really love studying this whole energy on this astrology thing. I am an astrology nerd, but I ain't even gonna dive too deep on that because I can sit here and I can spend thoughts on that shit all day, and I will take you through a rabbit hole without a doubt. But I wanted to really talk about the eyes and this whole eye sparkle thing that I really got connected to. There's my word. Because I was seeing eyes everywhere. And I'm doing a little bit of research. And so I'm going to tell you, you know what I'm saying, what I got with the research, and, asked around with the soul family and still wasn't really satisfied with those answers. But the eyes significant, the significance, the spiritual significance of seeing these eyes. And if you have been like me, doing this whole thing we call ascension, and you've been seeing a lot of these things, hopefully this will be beneficial for you. I've been seeing eyes all over the place for the longest. It's kind of slowed up, but I mean, it was in effect. I still see them, but not as much as I was at this particular time. And I was going through some changes, man. Like, it seemed like everything you could think of that was going wrong, it went the fuck wrong. That's just where my life was at. And I was just like sitting at home. I'm just drinking and smoking bud and eating burgers and all of this other bullshit. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? And I was just in that space, you know what I'm saying? And dove right into a whole bunch of shadow shit. That's where I was at. And you know what I'm saying? And coming up out of it, you know what I'm saying? It's a process. Let's put it that way. It is a process. But spiritual significance of seeing these eyes all over the place, right? It can mean you're like, you need to focus on parts of your life. And this is talking about like areas of growth. That was a big one for me. There was a thing like I was going through a lot, and there was a lot of areas that I had room to grow in, still do, but a lot of areas that I had room for growth in. A vision, it could come up as like, it could be a warning. You making the wrong move. You better watch out for some shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to pay attention to what's going on. So that could be another thing. It could also be encouraging and letting you know that there's a bright future that's coming your way, or you're divinely protected. You know what I'm saying? It's a symbol for wisdom and intelligence, a symbol that the spirit is guiding you, a symbol of finding your life purpose, a symbol of intuition and growth, a symbol of awakening, also a symbol of changing your diet. So I got a whole lot out of that. And someone had told me about looking into iridology. And so I looked in, I got the book, but I learned a lot about that particular point in time, and how I'm triggered by shit. And I was able to really learn a lesson when we talk about fucking iridology and everything. And it wasn't about that, you know what I'm saying? I was just so offended by that per se. I was slightly offended that iridology was alluding to, you need to make some better life choices. Like, I didn't fucking already know that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm working that out, and I ain't ready to make that change. And not at that particular point in time in my life. You know what I'm saying? However, the part that really kind of gave me this little jolt that just really made me feel some type of way, they had shit to do with this, is that years ago, I took a class and I paid like hundreds of dollars for this shit, went through changes, like drove like many miles and shit, you know what I'm saying, to get to this class that I thought was going to be so important and so life-changing. I got there, it was a total waste of my time and my resources, and I was very disappointed. And then they came at me talking this shit about the iridology, and it just, you know what I'm saying, it just felt like a hustle, which it probably was. See, everybody, and here's another lesson, because the boldness is real out here in these streets. Because some people will not even have mastery over a subject that they're teaching. And I don't know for sure. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I understand that because I can deliver a message. That don't mean I got mastery over that shit neither. So ain't no shade, no hate here. But when you charging like I'm learning from a master, I got a fucking problem with that. You know, it had me feeling some type of way. But that's where I was at that particular point. But I was seeing eyes everywhere. And I decided that, well, I'm going to let that go because I'm not really feeling satisfied with any of the answers that I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? I was, but I wasn't. I wasn't really sure. I was working it out. Let's put it that way, huh? And so when I'm out and about, I remember I need to go get me some house shoes or slippers or whatever you call them where you at, right? And so I said, okay, let me get me some slippers. I want something that's nice and pretty and this and that, but we talking house shoes. So I don't know why I was making it that deep. Probably because I had nothing else going on. So this had to be very important. Whatever. Get on down there to the store, grab up some house shoes, go into the little area where the house shoes is at. I'm looking around, you know, none of them is really speaking to me remarkable at all. And then I looked off to the side and I saw this one pair of house shoes. And they were these black, oh, I wish I would have brought them upstairs, but I didn't. Whatever. One of them, they were black and they were little plush slippers. And one of them had a picture of a glittery eye that was all made up. And then the other one says sparkle. So the left one has the picture of the eye, and then the right one has the picture of the eye, and then the left one says sparkle. I had to stop and think about it for a second. And I thought, oh, wow, this is hot. I love it. And I looked, I said, oh shit, there's only one pair. Is it my size? Of course it was my size. I grabbed them, I copped them shits immediately, right? Brought them home, and it just made my little houseware game a little bit more special in my particular eyes. Now, no one was feeling that shit but me. I got no compliments except for my granddaughter, who always gets it, who always knows what time it is. She was the one who was like, oh, wow. If I find some, I'm definitely getting some for her. She's the only one who got it. She's the only one who cares. Whatever. Because some of us, we do things a little differently. And I do things just because. I like it. I want it. It's a purse. It don't match nothing I got. I don't give a shit. I want it. I like it. Shoes that don't quite match the type of outfit that you'll wear. I'm feeling it. I got it. Listen, ugly sweaters. That's a child of doing some things different. Around the holiday, everybody wear these ugly Christmas sweaters that everybody hated at the time. Now it's a thing. These God-forsaken, hideous, in my humble opinion, wool sweatsuits. I hate them. I don't know who came up with this idea, but it is a terrible, terrible idea in my eyes. There are some that don't disagree. There are some who will say, Case, you don't get that shit. I'm rocking this shit. This is that shit. Whatever. You ever wear something just because you dig it? It ain't in style. It's not a trend. It's not because it's hot. It's different. And it's liberating. It's free to have no thought about how that shit's going to be received. I'm going to do what I do. But that's the risk. Now, we like that freedom. But we also appreciate being accepted. We're wired that way. That's a side effect of humanity. What can I say? We're wired that way. That's how we built. We social beings. And yet there is a possibility. There is a chance that if you wear something and you didn't check in with the fashion police, the sources out here in these streets, somebody who will make it official for you, it is a possibility that it will not be appreciated. They may laugh, ridicule. They may disapprove. And it's really easy for me to say, Well, that's not my concern. I don't give a damn. It's real easy for us to say that, right? I'm the queen of that. But if that were true, oh, not you, not you. No, you don't give a damn what they think. Because if that were true, we wouldn't have so many people following trends. Many of us would never have came up with the ice bucket challenge. Who in the hell is trying to be on live TV and let the world see you dump a bucket of ice on your head so you can sit there and look like you'd have lost your grip in these streets? I don't even know what in the hell that was for. For what? For why? Ice bucket challenge? Now I look like a real fool. That's what we do in these streets, following trends. These eyelashes that folks is wearing. I'm gonna be real careful because I want to encourage people to do them. I ain't trying to be like one of these cats that get up here on YouTube and tell you, you're wearing it wrong, you're doing it wrong, that's a rule break, you can't do it this way, it's wrong. I don't appreciate the long eyelashes, but other people do. They appreciate the thick, the long eyelashes. I think it's overdone, but shit, who, what? How you feeling when you put that together? I even remember when everybody was shaving the side of their head. I talked about that shit all the time because I was just so outraged. I'm seeing 50-year-old women out here in the street with half the head shaved and all the back of it, and the other side, half their head shaved the hell off because Will Smith's daughter said that this was the way to go. Whatever. Whatever. And I didn't know what the hell my daughter put me down. What the fuck everybody shaving off all their hair for? What is this? Like, I don't know, I remember back in the night, we used to have the little ace deuce cut and, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It just looked like, an unfortunate incident where my hair fell out on the side and it was just, I'm not even bringing that trauma back up, but that's what was hot in the street. So we got people following trends. People being uncomfortable in the fashion statements that we had. See, if that was, if we didn't give a damn at the end of the day, what the hell are we wearing uncomfortable shoes for? You done paid $300 for these shoes. They hurt your feet. What? Pants too tight. You got to lay on the bed to fasten them up. Oh, you ain't getting no judgment. I done been all these people that I'm talking shit on, except for the eyelash person and the hair gone on the side, not voluntarily, of course, it happened. I didn't ask for it. But I did lay on that bed and zip up my pants and could barely breathe as I thought I was flying. Now, some of you fitting, accentuating the curves. Ow, that's a good one. Do what you want to do. Because I've done it too. So there's no judgment here. And I ain't in the business of trying to get people to move in a direction they ain't ready to go in. I'm here to help. But we get socialized in what we wear, what we think, what we eat, what we drink, how we smell. And we can't even deny that. Because if you don't agree with everybody else, you are outcast. If you don't do what everybody else is doing, you are outcast. If you ain't wearing this particular outfit like everybody else, when the hell everybody decided to wear stretch pants? Men too. What is those jeans? Skinny jeans. That's what's hot in the street. I seen a dude that I went to school with wearing a pair of skinny jeans. You couldn't tell him he wasn't fly. He was connected to his star player that day. I mean, he was talking and posing, and he had his sunglasses on and his hat ace douche. You couldn't tell this brother he wasn't fly. And I'm going to tell you something. He had me convinced too, even though I hated the skinny jean thing. That's what star player do. So shout out to all of the brave trendsetters that's out here in these streets doing their own thing, taking risks, not giving a shit. I remember I had me some tie-dye wide leg pants, and I love them shits. And no one dug them shits but me. Have you ever had something that nobody was feeling but you? You wear that shit anyway? Because sometimes we feel conflicted. I don't know if I said it's a risk. You know, ain't nobody wearing this type of scarf right here. Ain't nobody doing it like this. You know, there's a wheelbarrow on my scarf, you know. I ain't see nobody wearing that. You know, I was scrolling through social media. I didn't see it. I don't know. It's a risk. Nobody complimented me when I went to the store. Sometimes we feel conflicted. I want to encourage. Do it, bitch. Do it. Now, that don't mean that we forget common sense. You see something that's hot on somebody else, you attempt to duplicate it. It don't work for you. You give it a do it, bitch. Let's get it anyway. That never turns out right. It never turns out right. Trust me, I've done that shit. I saw it look fly on her. I'm aware. Well, I'ma just walk with my back straight and my stomach in. I'ma do this shit. That didn't last very long. I got a side glance at myself walking past the mirror. It didn't work out at all. I did not pull it off. So then I spent the day in the background hoping that nobody noticed that I didn't pull this off. But it really worked. Shout out to the girl it did work for. It wasn't me. It never turns out right. It must fit and complement you. So here's the gauge. It ain't about what they said on social media. The hell with them. Because we all feeling different shit. If you like that nappy wool sweatsuit, cop you 3 of them shits. I hate them. Cop you 3. If that's where it's at, if you think that's hot. Here's the gauge I recommend the gauge. It brings that energy up. It makes you sparkle, dance. Yeah, get you in that vibe. You got it. You're comfortable in it. Comfort is important. I ain't talking about it gotta feel like a sweatsuit, but you can't suffer in your outfit. And then they gotta speak to your vibe. And I used to dim my light all the time, not bringing my vibe. Because I'm a little extra type person. I like to come in and I like a loud scarf. I like cowboy boots. No one's wearing that shit, but I'm wearing it. I like that shit. That's where it's at. And I will put a cowboy hat on and not give a damn as to what somebody else got to say. And you can't tell me, and I'm gonna tell you something. Sis be fly. I be clean. Fuck what you heard. And you know what? And there ain't no denying it. Now you can say it may not work for you, but you know if you see this. I gotta put a picture up. I ain't into doing that shit, but I'm gonna tell you something. I know this. This I know for sure. I used to dim my light, not bring my vibe to the table. See, because I want to get along, make other people, I mean, shut the hell up. Why you got on cowboy? What the fuck you got? This ain't no rodeo, nigga. What is this about? Man, out of gate, play a hate, game, right? So I want to make people comfortable. Be like everybody else. Didn't want to be overdressed. Didn't want to be doing too much. So I threw on my jeans and a pair of sneakers, tennis shoes, gym shoes, whatever you call them. I don't like that. I don't like sneakers. If you like sneakers, that's what's up. They some comfortable shits. Do that shit. Being comfortable help you get to your star player. Me, Shakesha, don't like that shit. I don't like sneakers. I don't like sneakers. I don't feel connected to the star player unless I'm going to the gym. I'm doing something that needs sneakers. I'm doing some gym shit. I don't want that. But that's what I put on. And it dimmed my light and it lowered my vibration. And I didn't feel like I was connected to my star player. So then, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not doing no service to nobody because now my energy is stanker, dank. No one benefited. Just trying to blend in. You kill yourself fucking around trying to blend in with these folks. Can't do that shit. We forget that. I know I did. We get to be different. It's okay to shine. It's okay to do it different. And even if your thing ain't necessarily shining, it's still cool to be authentic, to be you, to be true, because that's where the shine is. The shine is in your originality. The shine is in you doing you, not duplicating what the hell somebody on social media was doing. Somebody you seen in the movie, on the video. Do they still got videos? They still show that? Probably so. Anyway, whatever. We get to be different. We get to do that. And if it don't match, whatever. You dig it? Let's rock with it. Wrong season. How you feeling? Matter of fact, I got me some Nancy Sinatra go-go boots. They white. And it is right now, October. That is officially after Labor Day. The fashion naysayers would say it is not a move to make. I say it is. I like them boots. I got some hot shit to go with it. I could probably rock it with this scarf right here. Oh shit. I got another white scarf with white in it too. So I can just, the possibilities are endless. I won't see anybody on social media with that probably. it's not going to work out. As long as the naysayer, the player hater, the alligator is external, you can just drop that and leave it right where it's at. If it's internal, there's some work we got to do. Most of the time, the player hater, the naysayer, the alligator, for me, was internal. So I had to do a little something, a reminder for my eyes to sparkle. So when I see it, I know. And I remind myself to free myself, to do me, to raise my vibration, to know my magic. I add a little sparkle to everything that I do. My jewelry, I like sparkly jewelry. A little bit of sparkle. My socks, I got one pair of sparkly socks. Once in a while, if I ain't got nothing else sparkling, them socks may be sparkling. The underwear might be sparkling. Got me some sparkly shirts, bringing that little bit of sparkle to my skin. Get you some of that Fairy Balm by Fenty. What is that? Trophy wife. That's what I got right there. That's some dope shit to get. Get that shit. It's gonna bring a whole nother dimension of sparkle to you. Ow. And on my nails, most importantly, because I'm always looking down at my hands. And I don't know if you can see the sparkle that's on my nails, but I absolutely positively can. And most of the time I like boring little dull colors because that's just the way that I do it. You know what I'm saying? I like to do it. But then I'll add a little bit of iridescent sparkle, or sometimes I'm doing it big with big sparkles on my nails. But I'll invest in a really excellent nail polish. Like I'll get a Chanel or a Christian Dior, one of those nail polishes that'll stay on the nails for quite some time. Sally Hansen has some good nail polishes that'll stay on your nails for a while as well. Do it every week. It's my weekly ritual. And then after I put that nail polish on and let it dry, then I'll just add that little sparkle or a lot of sparkle, depending on where it is. And that reminds me that I sparkle. Now, I had a little bit of eye makeup for a minute there that turned out really bad. So, it didn't work out for me. But for somebody else, perhaps. Not for me. But sparkle on that too. I did it all sparkles. You heard? And I was not a sparkle person. I can thank my mom for this particular channel. Thank you, Mom, for coming through and reminding me about that, because years ago when she was here, I shaded my mama. I disagreed with her logic on the sparkle, that she always had to have a little bit of sparkle in damn near everything she did. And it annoyed me. So why do you need to have glittery things on all the time? What are you doing? I was a naysayer, a player hater, an alligator. All for it to come back full circle and to learn the magic of adding the sparkle into your routine on some level or the other. And when you got that little bit of sparkle, it will remind you, not nobody else but you, this for you, to do you. And so I'm going to close this out and wish you all peace and light and peace and love. And tune in to the serious cipher on Thursday, where we gonna be chopping it up on the Knight of Pentacles, which is that steadfast, that practical, that cautious energy. We gonna get into this because this right here is the energy. I'm saving it for the cycle. It can be on different things. We know if it's vibrating high, you can definitely get a lot of things done, that determination. And if it's vibrating low, well, it turns into something completely different. And we gonna talk about that shit. And we gonna break that down. And I'm gonna get some help with how to navigate that energy. From these special folks that come up here in the soul family on the cipher, they got insight. They see things from angles that I ain't even looking at. And this is why I appreciate having that build session so much. It gives me an opportunity to expand and grow. And so do join us on Thursday when we get into that. But I'm closing it out right now. Peace and light, peace and love. Hold up, why do I keep doing this shit? Anyway. Peace and love.